Thinking you don't have legal requirements because you don't have clients yet? Think again. Stay tuned because we're going to walk through actually the highest risk items that coaches deal with even before they have clients. How could you know this? Don't worry. That's exactly why you should subscribe, so I can let you know these things in advance and you don't have to be losing sleep about it. At this point, over 700 coaches have gone through my most recent famous free training called Meeting with My Lawyer. You can find the link in the show notes below. But the number one reason I've had in the exit survey for coaches saying that they are not ready for legal is that they're not yet working with clients. In this video, I'm going to show you that actually that is not only not the case because you do have legal requirements before you have clients, but before you have clients is the perfect time to knock these requirements off your list so that when you're busy or booked out with clients, you already have your legal foundation in place. Now, the biggest tip is this. The things you have to do before you have clients are actually some of the highest risk activities that coaches will do in their business. Yes, there are things that are higher risk than actually coaching clients. So you'll want to watch this video all the way to the end so I can give you the exact checklist of what you need to do before you sign that first or next coaching client. All right, as always around here, I love to connect your legal steps with super intuitive concepts about what's happening in your business so that none of this has to blindside you or feel like it's coming out of left field. Instead, it'll feel so much like, yeah, that makes sense. So one of the things that I like to tell newer coaches is that whenever you're taking a step in your business, even if it's not related to clients, there are going to be 5 potential people who could be impacted by this decision. And most of these people are impacted whether or not you're actually coaching a client. So let's go through who these 5 people are. The first one is your government. The second one is your marketplace. The third one is your team and other vendors who actually help you get set up or run your business. The fourth one is you. And the fifth one, finally, are your clients. So let's go one by one. Your government is first because that creates the legal system and the environment that your business is operating in. And I'll just give you a quick hint to cut right to the chase on this. Your government is worried about privacy. It's worried how you're collecting payment. And it's worried about the promises you're making with regard to refunds. So these are 3 things that you need to have handled before you ever have clients. If you want my help with that, click the link below to get Legal in a Weekend. It's my free course that'll help you get set up with some of those legal requirements, including a free legal template for your privacy policy. Now, moving on to the second set of people, we're also worried about you. Before you ever have clients, this is a great time to make a decision about how you're going to separate your personal life from any kind of business problems you have. We want your business to be responsible for business problems and not your personal money, your personal house or other assets, or even a partner's income and assets. In order to do that, shortcut, we want you to have a limited liability company. But having the company is not enough. The way you handle your money after you open that LLC is what's going to give you that protection. I have all kinds of training about that. We'll talk about that in another video, but you want to be sure that you're setting aside money and thinking about how to get that LLC set up. Hot tip to save you a couple $100s or more, skip those big legal sites. You can do it right on your state's Division of Corporations or Secretary of State. It's not as pretty of a screen, but it's the exact same thing that one of those fancy sites is going to charge you hundreds and hundreds of extra dollars for. Next up, after we've answered your government and we've answered your personal needs, next we're going to look at the marketplace. So one of the most amazing parts of being a business owner is coming up with one of those incredible names that just sums up what you do so perfectly and is how you want to be known in the world. So we go out, we look for the domains, we look for the social handles, and we start using this name. And then, bam, we get hit with that nasty gram from someone else who's either already using that name or a similar name. in the same or similar industry. And hey, there's no good faith, I didn't know defense. When it comes to great names, the law presumes that you went out and did your homework first. So forget about the legal part of this. Practically speaking, we want to make sure that you're not getting attached to and spending money on a brand name that you cannot actually use and that you can't stop other people from using. So this is a big one because I have had to deliver the bad news so many times in my career to coaches to tell them that they have to stop using a great name. Nobody likes it. So be sure that you are going out and doing your homework on any program names that you're going to use. Ideally, you want to come up with something that is highly distinctive because it will also help set you apart in a crowded marketplace. As always, our legal steps also have a best business practice component, and helping you stand out is a really good reason alone to make sure that you're not using someone else's name. Next up, we have the other people in your field. Are you staying with me? Next up are your team members and more likely vendors if you're earlier in your coaching career. So these are people outside of you who are going to either help you directly work with clients or set up the business operations and back end to allow you to work with clients. When you're a newer coach, you are often going to be hiring people for things like branding, your own business coaching, even setting up tech. And when you do that, you're going to be signing their agreements. Now, just like we do when it comes to your own coaching business, thinking intuitively about what you need to be worried about, what could potentially go sideways, you're going to apply that same thinking when you go and sign another service provider's contract. We don't want you laying out a whole bunch of money, which is scarce, especially as a new business owner, only to have that relationship fall apart or fail to meet your expectations. When you are working with service providers especially, you're going to want to make sure that their contract addresses when you can expect to hear from them, when they will deliver the work, what type of information they will need from you to make sure the result is exactly how you want it, how many rounds of revisions you'll get, for example, if you're working with a designer or a developer, and what happens if the project is delayed for some reason. A lot of times service provider contracts don't include this information, and I promise you, this is exactly where things go wrong. So you'll want to set that out thoughtfully in advance to make sure it doesn't happen to you. Now, the final set of people who care about what you're doing when you're setting up a coaching business is your prospect. This is a person who's not yet a client, but that you're communicating with marketing messages. Marketing messages are anything that you're putting out there in the hopes of being viewed a certain way or even directly inviting someone to purchase from you. So you'll want to make sure that what you're putting out there is not only truthful, but it's not misleading. A lot of times we can put things out that are truthful, like a really amazing testimonial from someone named Vicky Del Grosso, but it's misleading to not let you know that that's my mom. That would impact your purchasing decision if all of my testimonials are from my friends and family. That's just one small example. The gut check for this to make sure that you're doing it right is whenever you put something out in the world, think to yourself, would I have to explain to someone who asked that this is only technically true, that more information is really required for this information to make sense? If that's the case, revise, go back to the drawing board. That is not only illegal, but more importantly, it sets you up to take on clients who are likely to be unhappy later. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that the number one source of legal problems is unhappy clients. So your government, your marketplace, your team or vendors, yourself, and your prospects, and ultimately customers. These people are all influenced by you taking steps to put yourself out there as a business owner, whether or not people are paying you yet or not. Does this make sense? Are there some areas now that you have more clarity about that you can focus on getting your legal foundation in place before you sign that first or next client or before your roster is completely sold out? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so you're saying, Valerie, just tell me what to do. Give me the instructions. So I have a couple pathways for you. If you are not yet seeing clients and you know that you need to get a handle on the things that we just talked about in this video, click the link below to get the Good Authority ebook. This is the desk reference for every coach. In just a few short pages, you will get answers to all of your questions, no legalese, with the exact checklist and information that I give clients who are sitting right across the desk from me in my office. If you are already seeing clients or about to see your first client and you know you need to hustle to get your legal requirements in place for that, click the link below to sign up for a meeting with my lawyer in 1 quick hour. It will be just like you're sitting here having a consultation with me, where I'll tell you exactly what to worry about and what to look for before you enter into that relationship, so that you can feel confident now and in the future as you sell coaching programs. Either way, I want you though to follow me into the next video, because after 10 plus years of working with coaches, and not only coaches, but some of the biggest names in the industry, I have gotten a front row seat to what goes on in these businesses, not only from a legal standpoint, but actually how they make this run long term with money that really makes sense. So catch the next video, which is the secrets of wealthy coaches. I'm going to talk to you about one-on-one coaching in a way that probably no one else has before. I'll see you there.